bringing you the most sought-after, up-to-date, non-duplicated views affecting tomorrow's corporate world. Macquarie Rens and Art Television presents CEO Network, the premier business networking platform and discussion forum.
Ladies and gentlemen, the business sustainability is look at how you reassess your organization. What's the impact that your organization is making to your shareholders, your employees, your customers, and the society and the environment. And I think you need to reassess, and the corporates have to reassess. We are talking about the triple bottom line. I will come to a very important point later. A triple bottom line we talk about. So we need to reassess the impact that you are making to all of your stakeholders, not just one stakeholder. And that's absolutely important. And then you need to realign your partnerships. The organization has to realign your partnership, whether it's public-private partnership or private-private partnership, private-social partnerships. All those partnerships, you need to realign those partnerships in the context of your greater importance and priorities. You need to redefine your role, your leadership role, as an institution, as an entity, your respective industry. If you look at various industry sectors, you have the banking industry, you have the construction industry, you have the apparel industry. I was told recently, if you look at the apparel industry, I was told recently that there are about nearly 500,000 female factory workers in apparel industry. And most of the known brands are doing a lot of work towards their factory workers. And some of these well-known organizations have major CSR awards, green buildings. But among these 500,000, I was told, most of them are working for 14 to 18 hours, sometimes. And also sometimes they are single mothers and they have to leave their children at home. And apparently, the child abuse is highest in that sector. Now, whose stakeholder they are? If we look at the tea industry, the estate workers, we hear about the earth slips, we hear about various challenges. Whose stakeholder they are? And they need to be transformed for your business sustainability. They need to be looked at as an entity. And I think same with all the other industries, whether it's construction industry, whether it's hospitality industry, all these industry sectors is absolutely important to look at all the stakeholders. And if you don't look at the stakeholders, and that's where your leadership piece come to question. You as a leader on the respective industry, are you doing justice to develop the industry, bringing the skills, bringing the replenishment, bringing the energy levels to the stakeholders? You need to also redesign the innovation. I mean, today, so many innovative initiatives are available to us. And in the light of all those things, we need to relook at our innovation. Innovation, is it looking at very narrowly on a few products and services? Or are you looking at the big picture? Are you looking at the big businesses? Are you a strategy? Are you through the innovation, bringing a social and economic transformation across to wider group of people? So you need to, in the light of that, you need to restructure sometimes your organizations, having the transformation commitment as a bottom. The transformation is absolutely important. I think that's where many organizations in the world would work towards. The global organizations have today realized the way forward is to restructure their businesses in the light of the challenges for transformation. They feel the society needs to be transformed economically and create sustainability. Environmental challenges are the environment has to be more sustainable, and therefore they need to restructure the business strategy based on that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we need to go beyond the triple bottom line. Triple bottom line is, we talk about the people, planet, and profit. But we had to go beyond the triple bottom line to quadruple bottom line. That's where the sustainability comes. If the profit you are making is not driven toward the planet, progress of the planet and the people, then your business is not sustainable. When I said people, it involves everybody. When I talk about people, it involves your shareholders, it involves your employees, it involves your customers, it involves your society and the environment. You need to have people inclusion. Inclusion of a narrowly defined group of people, but broadly defined group of people, including the shareholders who invest, the employees who drive your organization, the customers who purchase your products and services, the society in which you live, and then finally the environment or the larger canvas that you are in. You need to bring that inclusion. And that is very important when it comes to your profits going towards the people. Not only dividends at the annual report, and this is what dividends we give. And I think that we need to go beyond that. It is only for decorating and showcasing to somebody else. But dividends that the people expect is the impactful transformation of the lives of majority of people. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said very clearly, that we as a countryman and we as a business leaders, we have to make sure in this country that there is no fourth youth uprising, whether it's south or north, east or west. And that challenge squarely falls on every one of us. The hospitality industry need about 200,000 skilled workers. The system only produce about 5,000 to 10,000 people. So where are these 190,000 is going to come? The construction industry need professional plumbers, carpenters, and masons. Where are they going to come from? Every industry needs so many skilled workers because the dignity of the labor, that industries are marginalized. Today we have two institutions with regard to vocational training where young people love to be involved. German training center at Katubedda, and now they have set up a new one at Kilinochchi. We need at least 12 of such institutions across the country. The corporate world in this country spend 4 billion annually, recently surveyed, 4 billion annually on CSR. About 100 companies spend 4 billion annually on CSR. But they all spend on whims and fancies of their organizations. They don't understand the national priorities. They spend on pet projects, either decorating something, planting trees, or that's all good. Building a hospital, painting a hospital, bringing beds, that's all good. But the priorities, they forget that there's a huge challenge with regard to the youth inclusion. The country needs the huge professional labor force among the youth to fill the hotels, to fill the banks, fill the apparel sector, fill the construction sector. Where are they going to come from? And with the private sector collaborate. Like Germany, we need to have that dual education system, where the private sector becomes strong engagement. And I had the privilege of, on the invitation of German government last year, to understand how the public-private partnership works, as well as the dual education works there. Private sector hugely invest in this skill development in Germany as an investment. And that's where, ladies and gentlemen, this 4 billion that private sector spend annually on CSR, if you can identify 5 or 6 great priorities, and if you can create another 12 German tech type of, Kilinochchi type of trainings, vocational training centers to develop hospitality sector, for the construction sector, for the apparel sector. And I think that's where we can create opportunity for the young people and prevent. So the people inclusion is absolutely critical for business sustainability. And the responsibility squarely lies with the private sector. The private sector very narrowly look at this. They don't look at broadly. Even if you look at the hospitality sector, if you look at one hotel will pull from another hotel people. Short term it is okay. But on the long term, there are many hotels are coming up. Many boutique hotels are coming up. Where are they going to find from the skilled workers? Nobody is producing systematically in this country. I see buildings, construction of concrete buildings, but no, unfortunately, I had experience also with Tassel, but unfortunately, hotel owners don't invest on the development of the soft side, on the skill side. Nobody is willing to invest in setting up a similar infrastructure to build and create stronger skill work for the hospitality or whatever the industry, and that's absolutely important, people sector. The planet, I think we have been really abusing the planet, and in this country also it's taking place. And the way the waste management takes place in this country, sometimes being in the banking industry, sometimes we look at banks and say, you know, in a small place like, say, Tamuttegama, you have 10 banks close to each other, few yards away from each other. 10 ATMs are there. And 10 ATMs are there, and it is energy consumed by those ATMs. Do we need for such a small place 10 ATMs? Probably we need 2 ATMs or 3 ATMs. Look at every bank has 250, 300 branches. And each branch stores so much of stationery at any given time. And look at those respective one industry, one example I gave. And I think these are some of the things we need to look at, how we are really responsibly preserving the planet or abusing the planet in the process of our business. When you go to various places, how many vehicles that go to different places? Finance division goes somewhere else, supplies division goes somewhere else, then marketing division goes somewhere else, and 4, 5, 10 different vehicles go to different areas. And you see so many things happening in that context. And that's where, ladies and gentlemen, that you need to look at the planet and preservation of that through your business engagement, energy, and as well as usage. So if the profit you are earning is not driven toward the progress of the planet and the people, business sustainability of the organization is at question. So therefore, we are now going beyond the triple bottom line to quadruple bottom line. And that's where we need to move away from those stages. From the greed, we need to move away from a defensive status to more transformation status. We need to also move towards, from a marketing perspective or a strategic perspective, more towards sustainable and transformation status. The human leadership in this, not only in our country, but even in the region, now looking at this area very much. Your profit has to be sustainable. If the profits have to be sustainable, there is no doubt that you need to look at this framework, this scenario, this dynamics, that the people, planet, profit is not acceptable dynamics. It has to be progress. If the profits are not driven toward the progress of the people and the planet, your business is not sustainable. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I will wait for any questions.
I would like to invite Ms. Anika Senanayake, the Chief Executive Officer at iTelevision, to present a token of our appreciation to Mr. Chandra Abhivikrama. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you again at the next CEO Network. Have a good day.
Bringing you the most sought-after, up-to-date, non-duplicated views affecting tomorrow's corporate world. Macquarie Ends and iTelevision presents CEO Network, the premier business networking platform and discussion forum